Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the announcement of the evening. And now, introducing to you, hailing from West London, United Kingdom, coming in by way of the dance hall and grime scene, it's Lady, your girl, Chann!
Yes, people. How you doing, this lady Chann, but nonetheless, welcome to BOXOLOGY. And you know a bitch is up at fucking nearly 4 a.m. because of to the left, everything he owns in the box to the left. It's the amazing, I'm gas, Señor Contragolpe in English. This is Counterpunch Boxing News, Kurt DeVille. Out from the US of A. Tell him, Kurt.
Aquí estoy. Ya, mi nombre es Contragolpe en español, pero
we're doing this in Spanish. No, I'm really joking. We wouldn't get that far. Yeah, thank you for. I think you need to turn up your mic a little bit because I'm struggling to hear you a little bit. I know my mouth is big.
Okay.
Look. It's fixed now.
Well, that's actually, I guess that controls the volume of your mouth or whatever, and then everything else does the rest. Yeah.
Anyway, back to being professional. Sorry, people. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. I have got some fucking shit to ask you. Could you just at least tell the people that, people that watch me that might not be aware of you, just a little roundabout way, what you've been doing, how long you've been doing this, what part of America you hail from, XYZ?
Well, I have a pretty decent channel or channels, Counterpunch Boxing News and Counterpunch Boxing News Round 2. I've been doing it for about 5 years, predominantly from the South, but I lived all over. So I post content daily. As for people that don't know, it comes at you full force, 4 more.
They get to know people. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, since this pandemic, we've been in depth with this Zoom and other audio capabilities to keep us in the loop with the sport of boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much because it's all types of shit. It's like The Young and the Restless, All My Children, and every other soap opera that you can imagine.
Yeah, we don't have The Young and the Restless here, but I know it. Growing up in the States, so I know it.
Right, another soap opera. Sometimes it's some Black Mirror shit for the UK fans, right? Yeah. So it's a lot that's involved with the sport of boxing. It's like some Twilight Zone-ish like stuff, right? I don't know if you guys got that over there, but it's
we do.
It's drama. It's excitement. Sometimes you might get a knockout or two. So that's me.
Stunt man.
Yeah, that's my day job. I'm a stunt guy and I act from time to time. So
he acts. He does everything, people. He's a master of all. I rate him highly. He was one of the first people that I reached out to when I was like getting in my boxing bag, and he's always been accommodating. So, it's always love with me and Kurt. He's my esposo. I say it in Spanish, esposo. I let you listen. He's my little esposo. I've got a soft spot for Kurt. There we go. It's out. Anyway.
To you.
Yeah. Thanks. So we're gonna get into this Glovegate shit. Let's just dive right in. Where do you stand? Because I know that you're a Deontay Wilder fan, and people get it wrong and twisted with you a lot because you're quite fair and you debunk facts. So it makes people think that you actually don't like Deontay Wilder, which is actually the contrary, right? So where do you stand with this whole Glovegate debacle?
Well, I think Glovegate, if it was taken seriously, it should be for court and court only. I don't think it should be revealed. I don't think that talk to the public does us no justice. The justice has to be done in the court. And until they fight again, there will be no justice in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean justice, I don't mean did Tyson fucking Fury cheat or not. I mean, can Wilder get his WBC heavyweight championship belt back that he's held for 5 years with 10 title defenses? Can he get it back from Tyson Fury? Not all the other shit that we can't prove, that we have nothing to do with. We don't know all the facts. The truth is, I don't think anyone really knows. But if they do know, they need to show. And where they need to show, they need to show it in court. I wish Deontay Wilder well, but how he's doing the Glovegate thing with other channels saying this, that, and rabbing everybody up and, you know, the race baiting and this, that, and the other and that shit. In America, okay, I don't know about the UK, but in America, race tensions are very high. You know, since George Floyd, since the other incidents in other places, not just George, but this year alone.
Yeah.
It makes it that much worse.
Yeah.
On top of the coronavirus situation that we're in bubbles here and there, and we can only do so much at certain times. And I think that may contribute to people talking, because that's all people could really do. But as far as Wilder, I'm glad that he decided to fight other people, or request to fight other people, or demand to fight other people.
Yeah, I was pretty much relieved as well, because I wasn't off. I really, just truth be known, I really just can't stand dude. But like I still would like to see him fight. I'm not against seeing him fight, but my whole thing is, okay, so with race relations being mad high in the US, they're high here, but we kind of don't see race within boxing here. It like we literally, it's just a British staple sport. And there's loads of other sports in the UK where race does come into play, especially Premiership football, you know, racism. But we don't really see it here. If there's a black fighter and a white fighter, and we don't just go, oh, I'm just going to go with the black fighter because I'm black and he's black. We absolutely don't see it here. And if the race thing is so high there, so contradicting Mr. Deontay Wilder, so Shelley Finkel is white. Right. So basically, okay, so Shelley Finkel's white, Jay Diaz is white. So, all right, so he basically was uplifting his black people by being a snake with a white fighter, Tyson Fury, to snake and freeze out a black fighter, Anthony Joshua. So are you really for your black people? No, because you're ready to stab your black person in the back. I'm not with the race thing, by the way, but I'm just breaking it down like this. You're ready to stab your black brother, doesn't matter if he's from the UK or from fucking Botswana, to be with the white guy. How do we now have to believe anything that you say? Jay Diaz is still in your camp. Shelley Finkel, we think, still represents you. You are not for your black people. If we're going to go with your mantra, let's go fully all. Sack all the white people in your team then.
Well, my thing is, I agree with you. I think that fire everyone.
Start again then.
You know what I mean? Because if you seen the interview that he had with Brian Custer, if you've seen that interview, he said, well, I had words with the JDs too. Like, you only had words?
Yeah.
Why did you fire him?
Yeah, why didn't you fire him?
You know, because the thing that started everything was the Glovegate. That was on JD's watch. You understand me? That was JD's watch. That wasn't Mark Breland's watch. Now I could get him firing Mark Breland because, well, maybe Mark Breland, because it would at least be believable because it was at least consistent. Oh, well, you know what? Mark Breland was there.
Yeah.
He could have overlooked it. He could have did the blind eye to the whole thing. He could have done that.
Yeah.
And then he got in the ring. Yo, what's up? I don't feel good right. All of a sudden, what's going on? Hey, that's Mark Breland again. But who did we see with the water? JD's had the water.
Had the water.
Right when they were announcing his name.
Exactly.
He had the water.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, well, all Mark Breland did and he talked to JD's about stopping the fight, and JD told him no. See, at that point, I feel that if there was communication between all people, obviously Mark Breland had a voice.
Yeah.
This is my thing. This is my counterpunch. If Mark Breland had a voice and JD's acknowledged him having that voice, what could have happened in that situation where JD's could have told Deontay Wilder, listen, Mark wanted to stop the fight in between round 6 and 7. Listen, Mark wants to stop the fight, man. How are you? You bleeding a lot. Tell me something. It's us. I know what we talk, man, but we are here for you.
Yeah.
That's real coaches. Not that other shit.
Yeah.
And then at that point, Wilder could have known, hey, okay, well, at least I know I either got to do something or am I ready? I can make the decision up here, but can I make it up here? I've taken blows to my computer.
Exactly.
So can I speak for people that are not taking these blows for me?
He's suffering neurological damage at that point in time. Yeah.
So I don't think he could do that. That's why people outside the ring has to make the decision for him. And you had 2 decisions. You had one made by JD's that said no. And then Mark Breland said, you know what? Fuck this. Yes, we're going to stop it.
Threw that towel in. The ref was going to stop it anyway. He said.
Yeah. So it was a lose-lose.
Yeah. So you wasn't going out on any fucking shield on anyone's fucking watch.
Well, my question to you, do you think if Kenny Bayless, do you think he went after Kenny Bayless by calling him a drunk referee? Do you think he would call him that or an untrustworthy referee had he not said he was going to stop it anyway?
No, of course he wouldn't know. Of course he wouldn't know. Wilder's a throw your toys out of the pram fucking shit. If Wilder got battered like that, but somehow pulled through and knocked Tyson Fury down again, and then that was deemed again, just for say that was deemed as another draw, we wouldn't hear about any cheating shit at all. It would just be like, all right, now we've got the trilogy and we're going to do it again for the 3rd time. It's because he's lost. But I've got a counter punch as well, though, because on Wilder's side, like, look, I'm actually going on Wilder's side just for a minute. Wilder, you
throw the counter.
Yeah, you should fucking love me for a minute, Wilder, right? I'm starting to think this is going, my team will kill me, but hey, I'm starting to think it is possible there was some form of corruption and cheating. I don't know if everybody was included, and I'm going to tell you why. Mauricio Suleiman, mad problem.
Right.
He didn't see the raps. He didn't see it, because if I'm going to go by Tay Jones as well, he's got footage of Mauricio Suleiman coming in and then leaving. And he's got footage of, probably scanning the room while the raps are being done. There's no Mauricio Suleiman. If you notice, Mauricio Suleiman was on Boxing Social a couple of days ago, and when they asked him about this whole Deontay Wilder thing, he evaded the question in a very media-trained way of, I was there, basically. But he's basically saying he was there, but he's skirting around the fact that he didn't see
lie detected.
the raps. I was in both dressing rooms. So
lie
what? You was
detected.
in both dressing rooms. But did you see the fucking raps get fucking wrapped? No, you didn't. So to me, that shows some form of fuckeries that's happening if he's lying about that. Then it leads me to believe that, okay, so you didn't see that. Tyson Fury, yeah, you're a very rich man, and I don't care what anybody says. If someone's defaming your character to that level and you are choosing not to sue, not because you want the money and you need the money, but to clean your name, you've got kids, you've got a legacy. Wouldn't you want to make sure that your name is so clean that this person that's defaming you, you're going to get them for that? For the mere fact that you're not suing, that he's not suing, it's making me think there's some correlation of what Wilder's saying and with the whole Fury thing. I'm now starting to believe there's some form of cheating.
Hey, spoken like a true LDBC from the UK member. However, that last part, I will say this. This is what I will say. I do agree with you with Mauricio Suleiman. He went out of his way to what he's doing is the way he skirted around what he did. He went out of his way. He went out of his way to lie. He didn't have to say that at all. He could have just told the truth. He could have just said, I was in both dressing rooms, but I was not there when they wrapped the gloves. However, the officials were, and I trust the officials.
Exactamente.
He didn't do that shit.
No,
he lied and said that. And then when Tay Jones caught it, he was like, that motherfucker wasn't in here.
Mm-hmm.
But he made people think as though he was there, as though he was present, as though he had witnessed that both guys in both. First of all, can you really see both of them doing both at the same time?
No.
For one. The
Simple.
two, exactly. What warrants you to be qualified to know what the fuck you're looking at? You're a politician.
You're a CEO. You're a chairman. Right. Yeah.
What warrants Mauricio Suleiman to see what he said he saw anyway to warrant seeing what's done correctly? Exactly.
So what does this mean to you though? How do you translate this then? If you can see that Mauricio Suleiman for some reasons lying, can you see even a glimmer of that there is at some level something sinister happened that day?
I believe this is Mauricio. I think Mauricio is full of shit. I think he's full of shit because he wants to protect the money. If he protects the the reputation, if he protects the reputation of Tyson Fury, he protects the money. And the money comes from the sanctioning fees.
Yeah.
Okay. If he can't get the sanctioning fees money, the WBC belt on the heavyweight decree means nothing because people are fucking fighting over it. Yeah. And that way it's frozen in arbitration. If it's frozen in arbitration, he did, you know what? Let's shut this shit down and let me side with someone so that person I side with can pay me my fucking sanctioning fees.
Yeah. Yeah.
That on top of, I'm going to go here with the Bridger weight. That's why I believe the Bridger weight was created. I don't think he gives a shit about sizes from 200 to 224. I think
that was something I do want to speak to you about, but we'll get to that.
Okay. Well, let's continue.
Yeah.
What I wanted to also address is the lawsuit. Okay, with the character attack on Fury, and you say, well, hey, just like a lot of people are saying. Just like Tay Jones said, just like a lot of members of the LDB saying, it's DLDB to the whatever C saying, hey, if Tyson Fury is so innocent, why isn't he trying to countersue? Right? Well, this is not an excuse. This is just my counterpunch. I feel that it's two ways to handle something. Okay? You can attack it full-fledged, or you can just not give it energy. Because if you think about it, let's say, you know what, let me do that. Let me take him to court. Okay, if you take him to court, you're suing him for defamation of character. Let's reference something that already happened like that. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. When Manny Pacquiao heard that, Mayweather, he's taking Pac-Man pallets. He's cheating. He's cheating. He went from a 7.8 to a 7.5 to 8.5. His head grew. You ain't noticed his head grew. He can knock down Cotto, but Shane Mosley can't. Come on, man. Make this shit make sense. So what ended up happening in that?
I love your impression.
Here's the thing. The impression is, this motherfucker, they ended up going to court. Then that the negotiation between them fighting came to a freeze because now they're talking about suing each other.
Yeah.
So if I'm Tyson Fury, you could look at it and say, why isn't Tyson Fury filing for this type of accusation? But then again, you could really say if he did that, well, maybe he's doing that to run away from the fight. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And look. For some people, you're damned if you don't.
I know.
because he could say, you know what, I'm fucking suing you, you big dulcer.
Yeah.
You're going to attack my name. You're not going to attack my fame. I'm taking you to court. I'm going to sue you for 100 million pounds. You're going to be broke. You're going to be weak. All your kids are going to be on welfare, you big dulcer. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to beat you outside the ring, you bum. I beat you inside the ring twice, I did. That wasn't good enough. Now I'm going to take you outside the ring, you big dulcer. And I'm going to take you to school. My lawyers are going to crush you and your little cutie legs. They're going to walk around like Bambi. You're going to wish you never fucked with me on the UK. You're a big dulcer. And I'll see you in court. If he did that, then the narrative.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's called multiple personality disorder.
Yep. This is what it is. And then I can see that. But what Fury said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So you know what? I'm going to deflect it. I'm not going to put energy into it. Because like that shows like I really don't care much about it. But then you have to look at what we know. What do we know? We know Mauricio's full of shit. Mm-hmm. We know that he lied.
That his glove was a bit floppy, cool. But we know that it didn't have any weights in that. It's literally we already debunked this with Tunde. Like his Tyson Fury's knuckles would have been smashed to pieces himself. Like he would have sustained a lot of damage. So that's not even in question. Having his water spiked with a muscle relaxant, Mauricio already said that. Not that just because he said it, because at the end of the day, I don't really take his word for anything. But he said, do you know what I mean? There was no.
Right.
He said there was no chemicals found of that type of substance in.
Well, you can't prove that, and you understand how Wilder worded that. He said, "I believe." Mm-hmm. No, but he said Tyson Fury fucking cheated.
Yeah.
Said, no. But he didn't say Mark Breland spiked my water. He said, "I believe."
I believe he did. Yeah,
I believe
because he knows that Mark Breland might just fucking sue his ass. So then he has to come with that kind of allegedly undertone. And he knew not to fuck with the WBC as well, because he didn't really actually want to really attack them. If you notice, I can't remember what his quote was verbatim. It was kind of like I don't know. When it was brought up to him in the first interview, when they was like, so what do you think about the WBC? And he was kind of like, he kind of like skirt again. He skirted around it. He didn't really want to fuck with saying he believed that they were in the height of the fuckeries, let me just say, because me
against the world. You can't say the world is against me, because the world might turn against you.
Yeah.
So he's not completely fucking ignorant to the matter. He knows certain things he can say, just like he said about Mark Breland. Mm-hmm. You know, he can say, "Oh well, he stopped the fight. We've been talking years. You know, if I told you not to do something, you do it. What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
And I love how Brian Custer replied. He said, "Well, you're gonna get reprimanded, not fucking fired."
Yeah.
Why reprimand?
Yeah.
They D-ass.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
D-asshole. Yeah. I know. It just makes no. So I know you've got a relationship to a degree with Tay Jones. What are we going with this? Are we not going to speak back to Tay Jones, Mr. Counterpunch, or what are we doing? Isn't any of this being presented to him, and then we can see it on your channel?
I will reach out to him. I mean, we may talk. We talked a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We may talk to see what he's going to do, but I mean, the shit's out of the bag on what really is going on. I mean, he can come on the channel. Mm-hmm.
But remember, when he was last on your channel, thought I heard my front door ringing there. That would have been wild. But anyway, when he was on your channel, he actually refuted that Wilder said it was his costume that was too heavy, that everybody else made up these things for him. That's a lie. We all know now that's a lie. Wilder did say that his costume was thingy, because now we've gone back and there's footage of him actually saying that, and then obviously Shelley Finkel and whatever have come on top of it. But Wilder did actually say that first and foremost. He is saying that the costume was too fucking heavy. So, Tay Jones, which one is it? Like, Do you understand? Because there's bits of his, what he says, and I'm like, yeah, right, with the Mauricio Suleiman thing, I'm with you, Tay Jones. But then I can't be with you on the things that you're saying your friend hasn't said, Wilder hasn't said, when it's clearly been proven that he has. So I'm just thinking, are we going to go into, like, let's put these questions to Tay Jones and see what he has to say now? Or is it that the relationship's a bit, like, we won't do it out loud? I'll say what I need to say to Kurt, and Kurt will say what I need to say to him, and we don't know anything else. Because if I had him as my mate, he'd be on this little square here, mate, and I'd be going X, Y, Z. That doesn't make sense. I know our interviewing strategies are two different things. I'm a bit brashy. I'm a bit whatever, mate. If you don't like the questions, I can ask you anything you want. Anyone can ask anyone anything in life that they want. It's up to you if you want to answer them. If you don't want to answer them, it's cool. But I am going to ask them. And I'm not going to care about the relationship after. Like, if you want to be fuckeries, I'll burn the bridge and wave bye-bye. I don't really care that much. There's other bridges that I can build. So
at this time, I think that's the next step. I think the next step should be he should come on your channel.
Yeah.
I think the next step is, we need to make plans for him to come on your channel. So he can give you his side, and then you can oppose or
agree with some of the bits.
Yeah. Right.
I'm fair. I'm a fair bitch out here. Like, at the end of the day, like, if my mum's wrong, I'll just tell her point blank, Mum, you're wrong. Yeah, I love ya, but you're wrong. So I'm down for the fairness. I can see both sides. And this is what I'm saying as a person from the UK. I'm starting to see that there could be some discombobulation happening, but I don't know if it's at every level. I don't agree that Mark Breland's involved. I don't believe that Kenny Bayliss is involved. I will go from Mauricio Suleiman. There's something wrong there. And where else would I go? I would go that Jay Diaz, there's something wrong there. And but how to connect that in the middle, I don't know. But I know that it's raising little questions for me with Tyson Fury, possibly. Because you want to say, no, you don't see that he cheated. He could have cheated at all. Is that where you want to say?
Well, I think, when people say cheated, this is what I honestly think. I think they don't know what the fuck happened. I think they don't know, based on what they said and how they worded certain shit. They don't know what was in the gloves. Egg weight form. An egg weight don't make scratches in your fucking ear. No,
because now he's got a scratch.
No. I mean, I think honestly, they feel that this. I think this is another belief like Mark Breland to me. To me, unless they have some more evidence that no one knows of.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that, and see, I can't talk about what's on the unknown. I can't talk about the unknown.